Yes, Lord, this is Anderson Paak, and you are watching COSIGN. Who do you COSIGN? Oxnard.
What's good, everybody? This is Lauren Mac here checking in with COSIGN Magazine and the amazingly talented Anderson Paak. Thank you for taking the time to sit down with us today.
Thank you.
We are on the eve of your third studio album, Oxnard, and I wanted to ask you one. We see the trend. We started from Venice to Malibu. We're here at Oxnard, so kind of give us, some inspiration on the name and what we can expect from this project.
Yeah, same man, new car.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like bringing all the things that we learned from all over the world, all the people that we met, and bringing it back home, to the place where we got our foundation
Your
from.
hometown, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And, we just been headed up the coast, since Venice. And this is the next city up. It just so happens to be, my birthplace. So
That's dope.
yeah.
So, real Anderson Paak fans know that you just didn't pop up. People might have just started hearing about you around the time of Compton, but that you've, been in the game a long time. So, you could give us a little bit on your background? And
Yeah, I'm a musician first. I started on drums when I was like 11 or 12. Grew up playing in the church. And when I was, by the time I got to high school, I was making beats, DJing. I had my own demo. I was recording myself, like full-blown studio. I graduated. And I had some personal things with my folks. My mom went to prison for 7.5 years. My step-pops went to prison as well. So that kind of shook up my home. So I took a little break from music after high school and was just working. And then after a while, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. When I turned 21, I moved to LA, which is like an hour away. And I started doing music full-time in a sense, where I was just, initially I was like, all right, I'm going to be a drummer for hire. So I started playing drums for different artists. And that's how I met my band now. The Free Nationals, I met Jose and Ron. We was playing for another artist. We got really drunk after a show, and we all woke up like in a random spot, and we're like, yeah, we should all be friends.
Yeah.
So then we kept playing after that, and then, that at that time, it was all about just playing for other artists, playing any gig you could.
Right.
No musicians really at that point were like doing their own music, not a lot of music, and there definitely wasn't really like anyone in hip-hop that was playing drums and doing that.
Your live show is crazy because I knew that you played the drums, but the first time I saw you live and you hopped on the set, I was like, who does that? Nobody in hip hop is doing it right.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't always like that. I was even playing keys and doing everything before, but we couldn't find a drummer, so I just kept playing drums. And I was just bouncing around LA for a minute, and we at that time I was going by Breezy Lovejoy. So I did that for like 6 years or so. And then my mentor at the time was like, "You're really gonna introduce yourself to Dr. Dre as Breezy Lovejoy?" And then
so is that what made you start going by?
It was one of the things. Yeah. So that switched. I had my first child. He's 7 now, so I had my family to take care of at that point. So I had a whole transformation. So I started going by Anderson Paak. I recorded a bunch of new music, and I wasn't gonna play for anybody else, and I just wanted to like do my own thing. And even the little dot that's before the Paak, that kind of reminds me of that time where I realized that it wasn't about talent, it's about work ethic.
Right.
So I just always put that to remind me of that. And then eventually I got linked up with Dre, and he heard my song Suede that I did with my other group, No Worries, and he loved it. And we just been making music ever since. After he put out his project Compton, he put me on like 6 songs on that album. And then I put out my album Malibu after that, and that took us all over the world. We've been on tour like ever since.
You just got back from Europe, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So we go back and forth a lot, but I had to kind of put it on hold to finish the album.
Right.
Yeah.
So since we're on the subject of Dre, like the guest list for this album is crazy, and so you got Dre on the album. You have Snoop Dogg, you got Q-Tip. What is it like being in the room with those legends, those hip-hop legends?
It's dope, man. It's just like, I be tripping out.
Do you still fan out?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. It's like, that's why I'm glad all this stuff is happening now, because I'm like way more comfortable now in front of anybody. It's just me. And then I'm like, me, it's like, oh, well,
Right.
But before, it's like, you want everybody to like you. Oh, my God, that's so-and-so. But now it's like, it's kind of more laxed, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of these... the people that are on this album are people that I have genuine connection with and just like real relationships with. So even if we weren't making music or making music, making songs, I'm always gonna hit them up just to chop it up.
Right.
So that's it's amazing. Seeing Dre and Q-Tip like fan out on each other, it's so annoying. But that was fun.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's just have these people around me.
That's dope. So you feel like y'all are developing like a kind of mentorship relationship?
Yeah, for sure. It's just like any advice that they have to give me, I'm all ears. People
Right.
like Q-Tip and Dre and Snoop and T.I. and these are all people that just really always, saying are never hesitant to extend their hand. And I love just chopping it up with them. The stories that they have are crazy.
Okay, so cosign, one of our big values is the actual cosign. So you got a Dr. Dre cosign. Who are you listening to? Like, who's in your recently played? Who do you cosign? Who are some artists that you want to work with? And what does it take for you to recognize talent in somebody else?
I would still like to work with artists like Beyonce and Rihanna and Adele. I don't know, just like huge people that I haven't worked with would be fun. There's a lot of new artists too that I would like to work with too. Ari Lennox and Tierra Whack and just like, man, the list goes on and on. What was the other question?
What does it take for somebody to get an Anderson .Paak cosign?
Oh, cosign?
Yeah.
Money would be good. Lots of it. And yeah, I say whatever you want me to say. Nah, cosign. I don't know. They just gotta make music that moves me. Like that. It gets me excited. And it's very rare that, especially with new music, like that I'm very excited about. And honestly, like when I meet people too, that helps. Sometimes you meet a person and it makes you really excited about their music because they were just so dang cool. So it's like, you know what, I want you to win.
Right.
So, but honestly, yeah, music that moves me and makes me excited and that I have to listen to, and that gives me goosebumps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if y'all are listening out here, that's what it takes to get a Anderson .Paak cosign. Let's talk about the album. Tense is doing.
And don't give me CDs. That helps too.
Okay. It's 2018. What you gonna do with a CD? Yeah. So, Tense is just doing crazy right now. What was that collaboration like with Kendrick? And what are some other cool features we could look for on the album?
Oh, Kendrick, it was great. Kendrick's a pro. We haven't been in the studio yet making anything, but every time we worked, it's been through like the internet. But again, another person that I talk to all the time. And he's so busy, but he always shares his time with me, and is always like down to pull up. That's really family. And we've been connected since Malibu, and he hit me up right after Malibu came out and just was like, thank you for giving me something to listen to. Like,
yeah,
because it's hard out here for us to jam up to something. And he was a supporter from the jump. Yeah, it's just super dope working with him.
What are some of the other? Who else did you work with on the project?
We worked with Pusha T, Snoop, Q-Tip.
I know you got J.
Coco
Cole.
Sarai, J. Cole. Yeah. Cardia Bonet. Yeah, lots of people. Amazing. Yeah.
What's the relationship like with Cole? You guys just went on tour a year or so ago.
Yeah, just the most humble, down to earth. Like, when you see him, dude is worth $30 million, but he look like, what I'm saying, he might ask you for $5 or something.
Yeah.
And he's just super humble and super cool. And we just always be chopping it up, cracking it up. And I learned a lot from him on tour. I ain't never seen nobody sell out an arena in a prison jumpsuit. So I just had so much respect for him, like it's crazy. And Dre played that song Trippy for him. And when I met him, he was like, man, I gotta get on that song. I was like, what song? And he's like, something about Meet Me in the Middle. I was like, all right, bet. I sent it to him. And he came, when we got off tour, he came over to Dre's studio and came through, laid it. And it was just like so natural and smooth, man. Really good dude. He also gave me a book too, The Way of the Superior Man. It's a really good book. And yeah, I like that dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just as a fan personally, I love Bubbling, and I didn't see Bubbling on the track list, so I wanted to know the visuals for that were great, and kind of what happened with that and why that's not the lead single from the project.
It was supposed to be like a street buzz single,
okay.
And initially I thought I was gonna be able to drop that and then drop the album right after, but Dre was like, "You ain't finished," and I was like, "Okay." So then we had to go back in because I hadn't even really had worked with Dre. I thought I was done. He was like, "You about 80% done." So I was like, dang. So we went back in with Dre, and then I ended up getting like a whole new project almost. So I combined that with the new, and it kind of pushed the time back a little bit, but it was worth it. And so that ended up being like Bubbling, ended up being just like a standalone single. By the time we got done with the album, I felt like it kind of stuck out. Okay. Bubbling was such a beast on its own, so I didn't feel like I felt like it was it needed to be on it by itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we talked about Free Nationals earlier. Free Nationals has a single out, so are we expecting a full project? The single is crazy with Daniel Caesar, like it's super dope. So are we expecting a full project, or is that gonna be a standalone single?
Absolutely, they have a full project. It's definitely coming. It's an amazing project. I like to say their project better than mine, so I'm gonna get mine out the way and then let them crush it. But yeah, they worked really hard when we got off the road. I was like, y'all need to make your own project, you know, and I know they were sick of doing everything I tell them to do, so they got to just be in the room by themselves and make something.
Are you on it?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a part of it. I was really just heavily a part of like helping them get the features locked in, and like, you know, the people I thought that, because at first it was going to be an instrumental project, but I felt like some of the songs could use some artists, and I thought it was a dope opportunity to get them involved with a lot of the best artists that are out now. And everyone that was involved was like just super wanted to do it, and everybody came through and killed it.
Right. You just have the energy that I don't see people tell you. If you call, people are not saying no.
Exactly.
So
I'm gonna tell Dre it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. So any words you want to give to the fans? You got a real huge fan base here. Every time you're in Dallas, you sell out. So last night was crazy. We did a listening event, got to sneak peek some tracks. So any words you got for your Dallas fans specifically?
Yo, just thank you, and I love you. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful to see so many beautiful fans out there, and there's a lot of good-looking ones too in Dallas. Like, I was really just like taken aback. But yeah, it's just so thank you, and I thank you for the patience, and thank you for the support and riding with me, and riding with all these different crazy songs I'll be throwing out. You never know what I'm come out with, so they always just supportive and always riding with me and going crazy at the shows. So I really appreciate it.
Okay, that's dope. I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for sitting down with COSIGN Magazine. It's been great having you in the studio. Oxnard drops this Friday, and it's going to be on all streaming platforms. If you're not already listening to it, you're kind of tripping because it's already songs available, so go ahead and get that. And thanks again, Anderson Paak, for taking time for us.
Yes, Lord. You ain't cold. Got them things out. Dang.